developer. And our special guest for today, and our special guest who is opening the Ask Me Anything section, is no other than Ola. Hi, Ola.
Hello, Rachel. Good evening from Lagos, Nigeria, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So he's going to be breaking down Power Platform to everyone here. And if you have any questions, please ask your questions, because no question is too basic. Any question you have, please ask your question. Thank you. Hi, Ola.
Hi, Rachel. Okay, I'm not sure where you would like us to start. Maybe by just describing what Power Platform is first, and then we have more people asking questions, or do we have maybe questions that have been submitted prior to now? I'm open to any formats.
So let's start with the breakdown first. Then, by the time we get into it, people can drop their questions on the chat, and we proceed.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me then just briefly describe what Power Platform is. And I just want to take this totally away from a regular or formal definition. So first, I'm so happy that you guys are right on this call, and thank you all. Do well to just grab the link to this call and put it on your status right now. Or, it goes a long way. Someone will thank you one day for sharing this with them. And don't forget to always share, because we want more people to have this opportunity. Don't let us repeat this session 20 times, or because we couldn't reach as much people as we should. Okay, or that even we could. All right, so what exactly is this Power Platform that we're talking about? Before I mention Power Platform, I would like to simplify what is happening. The world that we live in has always grown or experienced innovation in different form. The way we live every day is changing. If you look at 10 years ago, I could remember vividly, while I was still on campus, I used Java phone. All of a sudden, I had those friends that are very rich then use Symbian phone. Symbian experience is bigger than Java, and before I know what is there, we start having BlackBerry, and before we know what is there, we start having bunch of Android devices. And today we see iPhone already in the market, series of Android devices. Our phone are even as powerful as laptop now, in terms of computing power. What I just want to bring here is the world we live in actually has changed. And in case we're not working, the way we live and work, our life naturally is different from the way work is. So just the way our life has evolved, work in itself, that work you want to become, you want to do, you want to get a job in a company, that work is also changing in that organization. And the reason why I just read that, story is to tell us that indeed, bringing it closer to us, things are changing. If you agree with me that 10 years ago, the way we use mobile device has changed now, every other aspect of our life has changed. The way we learn has changed, move mostly to virtual. The way we do things, the things we do, 10 megabyte or 100 MB can take you for a month, 10, 15 years ago. Today, it takes gigs. So just know this, that things have changed all around us. So the way it's changed around us, it has also changed in organizations. So in company, the one you want to work or the one you are working now, things have changed. And you need to understand what those changes are so that you can, boost your career. If you see anybody that is doing well today in their career, it's not just because they are doing well. They've gone through some level of understanding of what does my organization want, what skill do I have, and how can I meet that need? All right. So now that changes, things are changing so fast all around us, either in our company, either in our personal life and the world entirely. So in organization, the way we deliver value has also changed. Companies are automating their processes today. They are digitizing many things. And while they are doing this, they have constraints. They have constraints like there's not enough people to work on that project. If you go to, GT Bank, for example, just a couple of, days ago, they updated their mobile app and we've not even been able to sign in. You sign in, you can't see this, you can't see that. These issues are not common before. I believe that we don't have enough capable hands enough working on these things again. That is why we're having all this issue. That's not how things should be. So this is to also bring it close to us. The organizations are trying to change. They're adapting. They are creating new solutions. They created the better app, perceived better app. But now for us to use it, we can't, because something that they could not envisage is now coming up, because there's not enough hand to work and deliver on those things. That's the only way to justify it. Because in the past, the app has been functioning well. And we are not used to all these, epileptic services from our banking service in the past until we started experiencing lack of skills. So there is no enough skills to do all these things around us again, technologically, no enough programmers. And organizations need more than just people that can, do programming. We cannot get enough programmers in the world to start solving all of our needs. So what we do then do by looking for solutions, low-code solution. This is where low-code comes in. Low-code are, applications and services that allows you to do something without writing traditional programming code. So today, if you go on Twitter, if you are learning, front-end or back-end development, you start seeing things like, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, a lot of programming languages like that. It's difficult for someone without programming background like you and I to actually do well in that career. It's not just to learn HTML and CSS. When you start using it to build projects, you know that there's a lot of concept there. But you know the problem. How about if you have access to a tool that can then allow you to solve that same problem without writing those lines of code? And that is where the low-code solution comes in. So low-code platform like Power Platform is one of them. Power Platform is from Microsoft. And it allows you to build solutions and automate processes without writing complex codes. So it is low code or no code. Low code because even if you have to write code, the code is closer to English language. It's something closer to Excel formula that you write, naturally making possible what is not possible before, because you build an application that you will never be able to build if you are writing code, because you might not even learn it fast. No code because you can deliver some application without even writing code at all. For example, by pointing and clicking, you can make available some solutions without actually writing any form of code. That also exists. And at the highest, when you are to even write a code, it can become low code, meaning the code is not as complex as programming languages. And within Microsoft Stack, what are the applications that we have there? Number one, we have Power Apps, which allow, from the word apps, it allows you to build application using low code or no code tools. So Power Apps is being used to build application. We have Power Automate for automating processes. So the good thing is this, I expect you guys to ask questions, because there's something that I won't tell you directly until you start asking questions on this call. And that will unlock your understanding and might even cause a breakthrough for your career. Now, I'm mentioning the name of these apps now, but I need you to reflect why. Some of you, because you have not worked in an organization, you don't even know what these things do. When you see automate processes, you are wondering, what is a process? What does it mean to automate processes? So your curiosity today should actually lead to diving deeper and unlocking that understanding for you. As I need you to be curious, I will not force my description to enter into that realm until you ask questions and engage. So Power Automate allows you to connect processes together, automate things. When you work in organizations, one of the challenges they face is manual processes. A lot of things are done manually. E.g., you go to a company now, you literally have to fill a manual form to sign in. That manual form or paper you are filling your name and all those things, it's actually a process, and that process is manual, because you get there, you have to use pen and paper to sign in or to drop your name as a visitor, all those things. As simple as that is a manual process. So what we are saying now is that this Power Platform tool, you can use them to build a solution that can digitize that process. Power Apps is for building app, Power Automate for automating process, Power BI for visualization. You can use Power BI to actually visualize data, business intelligence and visualization, Power Virtual Agent for building chatbot, and Power Pages for building websites, but for company. One thing that is common to all these thing is power. There are 5 in numbers, which I've mentioned. One thing that is common in their name is prefix, power, all of them have power. But in reality, one thing that is common to them is that they are low code, no code. You really don't have to write as complex codes as those people that have been programming, in the other hand, software development as you. and you will still deliver and meet the needs of the business. Is this skill relevant? Yes, it is very relevant. I work at Microsoft today as a senior, cloud advocate. What brought me to Microsoft was not my experiences or, in data science. I'm a data scientist. I enjoy writing my Python code other than even building an apps. Before I became a data scientist, I was data analyst. I use Power BI. I do all those things a lot. I moved into data science. I moved from there to data management. I'm a certified data management professional. So these are big title, big skills. But despite that, I got into Microsoft as a senior cloud advocate using Power Platform. And I learned it in 3 weeks. Yours might take 6 months, right? Because you don't have prior knowledge of process, but it's possible. So if you're asking, oh, do we have need for it? I'm telling you, there's no organization today that does not have need for it. In fact, they will appreciate you more. Because if you can solve that backend problem, GT Bank today, they are not efficient, or many other banks, without even calling names now. You cannot be efficient in serving your customer outside if you are not efficient inside. So you think everything is fine, it's not fine. When you enter those organizations, that is when you will see that, oh, this thing that we talk about, you can use it. Oh, yes, it is there. So if you are thinking, oh, there is the opportunity, there is opportunity in every organization today, based on my experience consulting with people. So I'm going to stop here and let you guys, ask questions. There's a lot I could share with you, but I really want you to spur that question. Let it be me meeting your understanding needs by answering your questions and not just dropping nugget or just sharing as many as information as I could share. I want to talk to your questions. So at this point, we'll wait whoever is moderating to call out some of the questions. I think there are some already. And yeah.
I think the first question we have is my question is, are there other resources outside Microsoft that can help me explain the steps a bit?
By steps, what do you mean?
Okay. Hi, Susan. Can you unmute your mic to explain your question better?
Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, so I got accepted to join the Microsoft Power App cohort, and we started, I think, last 2 weeks. Yeah, cohort 5, and I've been overwhelmed with the information there. In fact, I've been lacking behind. I'm getting too many mails from Microsoft saying that I've not met my my weekly requirement, but the resources are just too much. You just keep going from one page to another page to another page, and I don't know. It's not like it's not, when you're okay, like where I'm stuck is where they were saying they were teaching about building an app. They gave us the data to work with, a flooring Excel sheet data, and then where they said we should add the gallery. In the training manual, they put the gallery had 5 icons, but the options, when I tried it practically, only gave me 3 options. And I tried using using Ogoju to see if I can add more options, but it wasn't just working at all. I just kept going back to ground zero. It wasn't working. Like, I wasn't getting what I was seeing on the resource itself.
Thank you for asking. Now it's clear that, in fact, what you type is a bit different from what you've described, but thank you for speaking up and sharing this. This is my take. Microsoft Power Up program is a very demanding program, and I do not advise anyone to go for it without some prior understanding of fundamentals of Power Platform. So if you have built an app in the past, and maybe 900 rather, built an app, understand those concepts, take some learnings, that is when, because it is strictly 6 weeks, I think thereabout, and you have to keep to every week deliverables. So there's not really room to, and it's very demanding, almost 30, 40 hours per week. So there's really no room to learn at your own pace. It is not a learn at your own pace program. So that's where this issue is. What I would say is join the WhatsApp group. Share, a screenshot of where you are and the issues you are facing. This is what I'm asked to do. This is what I've done. I don't know what is this. The Power Up community group will help you. But of course, I'm not sure if that in itself we guarantee the real learning. So always ask, even after the verb you resolve it, ask question, what do you miss? What understanding do you need? Why didn't you get it in the right place? Can someone explain what actually happened there? So that will help you to maybe scale through. But in reality, it's a very demanding program. And I don't advise anyone without prior knowledge at all to just sign up and be part of it. A lot is expected for you to deliver, and you should have a general understanding of Power Platform. Now that you are in, yep, you could leverage the community on WhatsApp group. They've shared the link. It will help you a lot because I'm not sure how much time you have, but that program can take a lot of time.
Okay, thank
Rachel.
you. Okay, so in the group I'll get like a beginner course. I can just pause this one for now.
So this is okay. If you want to pause that program, the next will be okay. Should we talk about the learning track you should take to learn about Power Platform? Yeah, there is a beginner learning track, which is different from this program. So you could do two things. First, let me complete this program you've started. If you have the time, complete it. It's good for you. Even though it might stretch your understanding, if you're able to catch up on time, good. But I would advise you complete it if you have the time. In the WhatsApp group there, you engage with the people. That's why the benefit of having this community. People are there. You will not benefit if you are not asking questions. Just like on this call now, if you don't ask questions, you think you're understanding, but no, you are not understanding. You need to speak up, because one day you start disturbing. You start thinking, why am I not growing? You are not growing because you are not speaking up. I've always looked for opportunity like this to, ask questions, and here it is. Here's one for you. So please go ahead, everyone on this call, ask questions. Whatsoever it is, nothing is stupid. So in that WhatsApp group, you'll be there. You will not grow if you don't ask questions. So when you are there, put your questions, structure it. People will ask you, what do you mean by this? Can you share examples so that I can help you? That might help you to navigate gradually and grow. But if you later find out that, okay, I think this is too advanced for me and I think it's the wrong place to start, come back to the same group. What is the beginner resource I can use? You will see the links are there. People will drop them, and that will help you. That would be my take right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, Susan. Try and join the WhatsApp group. Somebody just dropped a message on the group to actually help you out. He recently completed the program. So if you have any questions, please join the WhatsApp group. A lot of people in the community are happy to help. Yeah. So yeah, sure, no problem. I think the next question we have is on Kingsley's question. He's asking about, okay, my question is, does Microsoft Power Platform solution solves problem for small scale businesses and MSMEs in Nigeria? As someone that tries to break through into business process automation business in Nigeria, given the cost of Microsoft licenses and the yearly renewal.
This is a very important question. Good question. In case you don't even know what this means. So what Kingsley is asking is, my question, does Microsoft Power Platform solution solve problem? Okay, this Microsoft Power Platform solution we're talking about, does this solve problem in Nigeria for small scale business and medium, or MSME means medium and small scale enterprises, in Nigeria? So meaning business that are still small, but they are, or medium, not really big organizations. Can Power Platform solve solution for those businesses, given that, it's a yearly license and the cost of the license? Good. And he or she, Kingsley is trying to break into the automation, business industry. This is my take. See, what is stopping us, or what is stopping businesses, is when they think that if I pay for this thing, it does not guarantee growth, or there's no way I can grow. It's cost to value. And I will tell you, it's because most of these businesses does not have enough use cases around them. It solves problem. If I say cost of license, how much is the cost of license? You are thinking, if you want to grow your business, you invest. How much is the license? Go to businesses today, monday.com or click.com. Those guys, Zoom, how much is license per Zoom? Zoom is more than about $7 per person. The least Microsoft subscription, that serves you with application and services, I think about $10 per person. Within that $10, you have Teams. Teams is better than Zoom. You have Word, you have Excel, you have Power Apps, you have Power Automate, you have SharePoint, you have all those things. So businesses, they do not know what they have in terms of value. This is why they are thinking the license is the best value for money in technological investment is Microsoft Office 365. But nobody, they do not see it that way. With that Office 365 license, imagine the number of things you could do. Your internal process, it is called Office 365 for a purpose. Microsoft 365. Because you can build an entire office without brick and mortar, without any building. You have your department, you have everything with all those apps and services. They are there. So yes, automation will work, but you have to evaluate. Take, for example, Power Automate is there for free. If you want to do advanced, that's when you now add a license on top of it. So you can use that to test run. You even have about 60 days free trial to experiment with some of the premium licenses, premium features, and you can then extend it in some scenario. So you use that to prove value. Yes. Now, the challenge, if you want to break into that industry, you must know what pain point they are facing. That is why we say build project. Build project and go and showcase it on LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm solving this for a retail company. When someone who is doing a retail company sees that use case and is facing that problem, we approach you. There is someone, your daily Pius, who did a project 30 days of learning last year that I ran at Microsoft. And then he showcased by posting on LinkedIn what he did. His brother liked it. And a friend of his brother said, our company is having issue with this problem. Can your brother come and solve it for them? The guy ran back to me and said he has not done something like this before. How will he? Yes, because someone sees that, you mean you can do this thing, use Microsoft tools to do it. We have Microsoft license and come and do it for us. So businesses will use it, but they don't know. And this is why you are the one, if you know the problem, go out there to them, and solve it for them. And that's why you must build up your skill, and it's not too hard to learn and build. That would be my response to that question.
I think the next question, please, everyone, if you have any question, please feel free to request for the mic or drop your questions on the chat. So the next question we have is, what's the difference between Fabric and Power BI? What is the difference between Fabric and BI, since it's all for data analysis?
Let me quickly speak to that. Power BI is for data analysis. Fabric is different. Fabric is a platform. Because within Microsoft Fabric, there are a lot of workload there, experiences. And why do we have Fabric? If you enter into data ecosystem today, organizations are facing challenges. So yes, we have Power BI, you can analyze data, but where is data coming from? Is the data in the right form? Is there a data warehouse? Is there, there are a lot of problems that data face today. If you don't have data in the right format, you cannot do anything. You want to visualize data with Power BI, but if your data is dirty and there's no way to automate the cleaning process, you still continue to face a challenge. If your data is not stored the right way, you continue to face challenge of getting more value from that data. So Fabric is a platform that solves that problem by enabling people to bring together your data on that platform. So Power BI is just one out of many things that the platform can do for you as Fabric. Fabric will enable you to bring your data together, create a data lake, which is called Lakehouse, get a data warehouse. In case you don't know what that means, these are different things that you need to even enjoy value from your data. So it's not just our data is there, let's just analyze. No, all those are infrastructure that must be in place. If they're not in place, you cannot innovate with data. And it's taking a lot for organizations to get that kind of value. They embark on project, million of naira projects just to put their data in that format, and it will still fail sometimes. But Fabric is simplifying that process. So use our platform. It will make it easier for you to clean your data, as a data, engineer, you build your warehouse. Data analysts can use this data now to build their Power BI report. Data scientists can use this data to build their machine learning model. Data engineers, can still work on this data to clean and do all. So Fabric is a platform and has so many things within it. Power BI is just one product within Fabric for visualization. So I hope this explains. Fabric is not for data analysis. Fabric is a platform and it has many things within it. Power BI is just one of those elements in Fabric.
Okay, thank you very much. I think our next question is, having finished PL 900, which is the Power Platform Fundamental exam, what would you advise on the roadmap ahead?
Thank you very much. to be honest, in all sincerity, the reason why I'm putting this is I'm really passionate about this thing we're seeing. Why? Because it has changed my life. It has changed the life of people around me. You guys should be familiar with our story now as a community. And, why shouldn't I, be this passionate when I know if you get the right understanding now, this thing will truly also change your life. Okay. So, after you are done with peer now, in all honesty, yeah, I'm saying that, is this not the second or third time now? Please start working on projects. That is the easiest way. I think you can internalize learning and gain confidence in what you know. Getting peer now on the roadmap still doesn't mean I've taken that roadmap about 5-6 times. I just realized that if you do not really practice, you think you have completed, but you don't know anything. Practice. Once you go through that roadmap, meaning at least you have an idea what these things are. Then the next is working on projects. Don't think about anything. When I started learning, the way I internalized faster was I was working on project. I just thought to myself, let me think about something as simple as it is, no matter how simple it is. Oh, this kind of project, let me just build a 3D screen app and do this kind of thing. And when I'm trying to do it, I want to do it, but I don't know how to do it. I start Googling online, how to do this, how to do this. I was learning to achieve a purpose. That makes it easier and faster. That still doesn't stop me from joining webinar sessions that I see, oh, what they're trying to showcase, a concept I'd like to know, you join them. But it is the project you are working on that will truly help you to build incremental skill. You can have incremental knowledge, but knowledge is not yet skill. And what you truly need is skill. Today, if you just say, open your screen and oh yeah, let's go to Power Apps and let's just build a 3D screen app. Do you know how to navigate? It is because you are practicing. That's when you know, oh, let me just click on this, create my data source, create my table. It's because you are doing it. So you will not know how to do anything, or you don't know how to get it done and build on that if you are not building things. So to me, yeah, there are advanced roadmap. They have PL 100 is there, advanced roadmap, but really, what matters is if you practice and build projects. And a beginner's project. I think that moves to the next question we have here. Please, can you throw light about the Power Apps challenge you posted on WhatsApp group? Thank you. Good. Thank you, Chino, because this is what we are saying. Earlier in the month of April, I thought of it. Everything you see in that project is the challenge I'm facing in my estate where I stay. If you want to visit me today, I must call the estate and get a code from them. I will call them on phone. Please, number so. What is the code for today? And they will give me a code. For example, they can say ZD53. If let's say 50 is my house number, they can say ZD50 Naira. So that code, they've given it to me. So I need to, anybody that's coming to greet me or go through the estate, I must tell the person the code, and the person must, tell them the code, they validate, then they will let the person in. And I just thought of it, that process is purely manual. I've picked my phone, they will cut my credit. Sometimes multiple people are calling that same security team, and you see that thing documented in the blog. Some people are calling that same security team, and many calls say the person you are calling is on another call. I have to wait repeatedly, maybe within that time I'm distracted to do something else. So those people that are even receiving the call, imagine from morning to night, receiving call just to give a code. Can't we automate that? As simple as that is, I just thought of it, let me put it as a project. Let people, it's beginner's project. And what I'm then asking people to do is, can you automate this process? So that when you go to the app, you don't need to call anybody, just open the app and click generate code. And so for that day, it's going to generate the code for you. So you have eliminated calling people. They have more time to start doing things. And in case you have generated the code and you open the app again for that particular day, you will see the code you have generated. Don't need to click on generate code again. And those other descriptions are there, things that you just need to keep to. And how is the code generated? I've explained how you can do it. Number one, there needs to be a house number, so you must have been registered. All those things are in the documentation. I also dropped the link again in case you want to click on it. So let me say that you can team up 1 or 2 in case you've not done things like this before and you cannot think through it. Team up with someone and say, let's do this. So we are thinking about it. The real people who have the skill are those who are able to attack a problem. And this is the list. This is just one of the problems. I still have 2 more that are already published. If you are taking them up, that is when you're actually getting better. That's when you are building your skill. If you finish 1, 2, 3 of that kind of project, and you go and just take Microsoft PL 100 learning part, and you then go and take the certification, you will pass, because it's experiential. It's not just following a learning module and just click what they ask you to click and you think you are done. No. So this ties back to, after finishing PL 900, what is the next? And also some shedding of light on that project that I posted. If you have specific question around that project, you could just unmute and also ask or type it. I will take that up. But let's move to the next question.
Okay, thank you. I think most of the questions are technical questions, so I had to direct them to the community group. So let's try to join the community. So I'm trying to unmute Bayo. He said he has a question. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So thank you, everyone. So I just want to ask, for a beginner and, okay, let me say a mid-level, and with the trend of updates of Microsoft, especially with Copilot that was released recently, how do you think a beginner can cope? Because I know very soon some features, some old updates might be deprecated. So what would you advise a beginner in Power Platform, or a mid-level, not an experienced person, to do to catch up with the trends of Microsoft's almost every month release or updates?
Thank you very much. So you're right. Innovation is just like I started on this call. Things are changing so fast, and even within the same Power Platform, Power App started around 2017. A lot has changed. So this is what I would say: nothing triumph practicing. Nothing. So I wonder and ask myself, if you have someone that is a student or a young graduate, or someone looking for a job, and you're interested in Power Apps or Power Platform, and you're in that group, so can you tell me, what do you do every day? What do you do in the week? Because I expect, see, if this thing will help me break into my career, then I learn, I build things. I should do it that way. Nothing should take priority. Nothing. Outside it, I'm sorry for being this frank, but that is it. Power Copilot is not going to replace everything you do. It's just an assistance right there for you to leverage. And today, I mean, before you even start using it in production-wise, it has to be around January next year. Because many of those are still in preview, some in private preview, some geolocated to US alone or European nation, countries. Before it's generally available, it has to be till next year. So the best you could do now is in community calls, we share updates. You join events. You see a video on our YouTube channel that just how to do this, you can watch that video to have the knowledge of what is possible. And if you think, oh, I'm doing something like this could help me, then go and use it. But what I would say the matter is, if you are practicing every day. I was creating something yesterday. This same project that I put out now, I was just moved within 30 minutes. Let me create a project. I started working on the password generator. Within 30 minutes, what can I do? I did the solution architecture. I did the diagram, and I went ahead and created the table. I just said, instead of me doing this thing on my own, let me put it out there and let people participate. I just created the blog and got it published this morning so that people can participate. But while I was doing that, the same Power Apps environment that I used to do, a lot of things are changing there. So if I'm not closer, when I click on, I say, oh my God, if I'm not doing this thing, nothing will beat you like doing it. That is how you master, you understand. Even if they move the button to another place, but you know what you want to do. So the best way is, Rachel is right on this call. In 2022, when there was lockdown, all those things, there's hardly something that said that Rachel did not know. And she was back to back reading documentation, she was on that thing, she's doing something, she's sharing her screen, she's doing. That is how you should do it now. Once you know, because you cannot just learn by watching video and just saying you are catching up. No. My encouragement is be practicing. One page app alone is there. Is when you want to, some of you now on this call, if you say do this, you don't even know where to start at all because you've not started before. You've always start with video. So your next start, your next concern should be, how can I even, if you have a project, how can I even start? So nobody is asking. Why not go to that group? Tim, I pray, I beg you, even every day you are begging people, please, I just need 30 minutes. This is what I really want to know. If I have a project like this, how should I start? As simple as that is, have 2-3 people that can just jump on call with you and explain. That can break that limitation in your mind and help you just have that. You just move away from beginner that does not know what he's doing over many months to someone that now, if I have a project, I think this is how I should be approaching it. And that's the incremental skill. It's different from incremental knowledge. So that is what I would advise. Nothing beats practicing and doing. Nothing. And you don't, any career you do, it's not just about Power Platform. Anyone, those software developers, have you seen that software development? Today I was doing on GitHub a pool. I'm working on some Microsoft Learn, modules. It's crazy. I don't want to go and become a software developer again. I don't want to. It's nobody, no job is easy in this age. But if you make it a practice to be doing, it just become part of you, become easier for you. But if you don't practice frequently, it will never be easier. So my approach is, please try as much as possible to practice and do something. Make it a fun. Oh, today, let me just build this 3-page app. I am stuck. Okay, let me ask for help. Oh, I don't have the time later. Let me come back to it. But you must try to do a point and click. You must try to write some functions. That would be my advice.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the next question, the person is asking about templates. So he's asking, where can I find reusable solutions built on the Power Platform that I can customize and reuse for my small businesses?
Amazing. First, in any of those formats, either on Power Apps, on Power Automate, or when you go to that platform, make the Power App, the studio, or the experience for Power Automate, when you click on create, you will see options for templates. So there are also templates that comes with this thing to help you kickstart. For Power Automate, you see flows that you can click on and reuse. For Power Apps, you see some templates. But in Power Apps creation, I always advise knowing some things from the beginning. To customize template, you must know how to even build a Power Apps before you can customize template. In my life, I have not gone ahead to customize templates because I always get sometimes confused. I don't want, and not just confused because someone has done something, I don't know how the person did it. I want to know at this point. So even though you think it's easier, just so that you can use for a small business and import it, you might import it and it works for you. But if you want to do customization, if you don't know how to build similar things, you might not be able to customize it. Tweaking something might lead to a break, or you might not even know how to customize it. So, if it's there's Power Apps Gallery where you can actually import. It's also on there, aside the one within Power Apps. There's also community built platform where people drop in Power Apps Gallery, where people drop in different apps that can do so many things. You can go there and prove them if they just meet your needs the way they are, or if you have experience in updating and customizing things, that also works. I want to leave you with that assumption. But if you don't, sometimes it's not really difficult to start and build something, from scratch.
Okay, thank you very much, Ola. So we're waiting for more questions to be asked. If you have any question, please just unmute your mic and ask your questions or drop your questions on the chat. But I think there's a question I would want to ask. I think it will help a lot of people here on the call. With coming into Power Platform, how can I get a job in Nigeria? How can I apply for jobs?
This is a very interesting question. So beyond Power Platform, I think this answer can also be applicable to many other roles. But let's bring it down to Power Platform. Companies today does not have enough openings for Power Platform. You need to know this reality. Companies in Nigeria today does not have enough openings for Power Platform like other roles, but they have more needs for Power Platform than other roles. I'm very sincere. Companies have more needs. It's when you are there, either you are already a current employee and you now have Power Platform to what you do because you know it. That's when you see that, there are many things we can use Power Platform for in this organization. So the needs are there, but the roles are not opened up to them. And why? Two scenarios. Number one, because it's a changing environment. Nigerian companies do not understand, they do not see enough. I have enough understanding of what is possible with the license they have. I've been to many companies before that all they use is the Microsoft Teams. They only use it to join meetings, even though they have access to other things. So today, if I go to LinkedIn or Twitter, I will see dashboard and Power BI project and all those data science, I see them there regularly. So people know this thing is, they know this thing exists, they know the, the value, they know all those things. How many people are sharing Power Platform project? You that you are looking for a job, how many have you shared this, the project I worked on? This is how I can help an organization to do this, onboarding employee, exiting employee, doing appraisal, managing the, this, customer engagement, customer service. How many of those are solutions have you built and showcase that this thing can solve this problem? So they are not seeing enough use case to say, oh, I want something like this, or you can do it, come and do it. That is why they are not opening up their doors as much as it is. The people that are dropping their money today are consultants, Microsoft partners. We say, oh, when they are consulting, oh, we can do this for you, can do this for you, come and do it for us. Meanwhile, they could recruit one person or two people, and that's why we keep doing it for them. So first, you must work on projects, one, and two, you must also be showcasing that project. How? That by doing a 2-minute video of how the solution works and post it on LinkedIn and Twitter. Even writing a thread and put a screenshot of how this thing works is one of it, but you must be constant with it. Number two, you must also have those companies you like to work on in mind. Take for example, right there on LinkedIn, you go have there and then create a connection, send a connection request to the people that work in some of those organizations you like to work. Look for them, especially the customer team, the HR team, and then when you build those projects, you could explain the industry that project is applicable. Oh, in insurance, in banking, I can use this. Oh, this is something that can help you onboard customer faster. This is something you can use for your recruitment process. This is something you can use for this. As you are sharing those projects and now the value of those solutions, you are tagging people, the community will encourage you. What was this lady? Recently, she posted something. She said she's feeling shy, and she put it on LinkedIn before on our community blog, and went there to LinkedIn. We saw it. Wow, this project is cool. Everybody like. Do you know that she got someone that messaged her that from another country that they saw a solution and they started conversing, possibility of even embarking on the project? Yes. So beyond Nigeria, that's one. Number two, people are looking for referrals. Today, in the last couple of months, I got 3 people referred to a company for a Power Platform job. But we don't know enough because we are not sure what you can do. You say you are learning. What have you done? Where is it over there? What is your LinkedIn doing? What is your Twitter doing? When it's not telling your own story. So number 3, go out there, search. You will not know until you search. You can do email. When you have those list of projects and you know the kind of company you want to work in, you can send email on LinkedIn to those people. Some will accept, some will not accept. But it's a way to, look for those things. What matters most is referral, because it goes a long way. And no way that I will refer you if I don't know you are good. There's no way I know you are good if I don't see what you are doing. They've approached us for a list of people to refer to them, and it's still difficult. To me, I will never refer someone for Power Platform if I've not seen the project you have done. It's that way. I'm not your enemy. If you have not showcased that you can do this project, I will never refer you. Because it's by doing. Show me what you can do by what you do. If I see that you build this, you did it, then I know you can do this. Because my referral goes a long way. I will not refer you and you get there, they say you don't know how to do it. Or later they say they are disappointed. No. Because I know the skill you claim you possess can truly solve their problem. So that will go a long way. And I want to assure you, we're also pushing as a community to reach out to organizations to employ people. But how much today, if we need 10 people in Power Platform development, is it just because we're active in the WhatsApp group? Where are the evidences to show that you know what you say, what you claim you know? So by storytelling yourself, your learning effort, putting your project out there, it can even give you visibility enough that can even get the job outside Nigeria. Now you are thinking Nigeria, you can get a remote job because other nations, developed nations, Europe, and they are open to these rules than Africa. Nigeria is just growing into it now, and I'm telling you, it's becoming big in Nigeria. Very big now because everybody wants to innovate, and low code is also one of the ways to do this. Yeah, there could be other tips on how to package your CVs, how to do this and that. But in all honesty, if you have project to showcase your skill and you are active, you are putting it in our WhatsApp group there, you are putting on your LinkedIn and Twitter, you are writing story about it, you are sharing it in no time. If they did not locate you, the community opportunity will always find a way to locate you. Don't prepare for opportunity when it appears. You have lost already. And that is why you must do all these things you need to do now. You saw a job and all of a sudden you are thinking of how can I now put a project out there? You now go and put a post on LinkedIn when the project, when the job opportunity is already out. Oh, why not be putting it out there before so that I can build the social point, something what the, to validate your skill. That is why everything you are doing today is not a waste. When opportunity show up, then it becomes the best time. Don't go out there and start putting something because the day did not put a job rule. Now start putting something so no, I can do this. No. So the next time to start is now. That would be my candid, advice. There are many other experience that could be shared, some tips, but I just want to emphasize on this one because if you do it well, you will learn others and also add them to what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I think our next question on the group is, secondly, the learning curve for Power Apps is quite high compared to other low-code solutions, such as Zoho, Creator, etc. So what is Microsoft doing to address this? One challenge we face is having the right skills to take full advantage of the platform. Yeah.
That question is mixed up in my head. Maybe I lost concentration. Yeah. But first, can you read it again?
Yeah, I think the question is kind of not really. Hi, Leonard. Can you unmute your mic to ask this question very clearly because the question looks mixed up. Hi, Leonard. Are you still on the call? Okay, I'm muting your mic. I don't know what happened.
Okay, but if I could read this right, first, he's talking about the learning curve. Yeah, which I will speak to. I think I have the question right now. What that learning curve, what the person means by the learning curve is quite high. It means if you want to learn Power Apps, it looks more harder and difficult than some other local solutions like Zoho Creator. Zoho is also a software company, and then they are also trying to give a workspace now, like Microsoft Office, like Google Workspace, to have all those docs, and Zoho is also providing that kind of service. They have little market share, but they are stabilizing themselves there, and also introducing some local solutions. Remember, local is not only Microsoft. There are so many local, but Microsoft local product is Power Platform. And within that Power Platform, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Apps is for creating app. So here is my take. The challenge people face in the learning curve is 3. Sometimes in the past, that's how I used to mention numbers. Now, after I've mentioned numbers, I need to now fit in points to cover those numbers. I said 3, but let me see how much I can mention. Maybe it's even 3 or less than 3 or more than 3. Okay, first is understanding problem. To be honest, I cannot emphasize on this. So we learn some tools, but we might end up understanding those tools, but we don't really know what problems are. Until I started working, that was when I knew what problems are. In the workplace, there are problems. Some people are just learn power, you don't even know what you can do with it. So that alone can limit how you learn it and can limit the rate at which you comprehend it. If you check any of my videos, I always try to come from the problem side to show this is a problem. Because when you know there's a problem, then you know, okay, this thing can help you to solve this kind of problem. Today, some people does not even know how to apply. Where can you use Power Apps? This is just one thing. I know Power, but how can we use this Power we are talking about? What can we use to do? Show me an example. Like that, because they are not in a work environment to even see, what are problems here. If this is the problem, now that I know this Power can do this one. So that match of understanding business environment and what problems are is a problem for some people. Number 2 is the resources you are starting with. Take, for example, someone that started with Powerhouse or program, you will get lost. You get overwhelmed and you look as if this thing is so difficult. The resources will stand away. Number 3 is your mode of comprehension. Some people say, I learn best when someone explains to me, when someone is teaching me. Some, they will read a blog and they follow those blogs, and that way they start to understand. Some say, I need a video to understand. But what I've seen that work most is multimodal. So if what we are doing to learn is to be consumed Microsoft Learn modules, in case something you don't understand something, Go on YouTube, ask about that thing, watch 1 or 2 videos about it to understand. Don't just move ahead and think you've understood it. Or if you think, oh, I'm still understand, can you drop on a group? You have a community. That is the essence. The best gift you've gotten is the gift of community. There's an African adage that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Today, it takes a community to raise any skillful people. Go on that group. Ask that question. Why are you not asking? Nothing is stupid. This is what I don't know. If I say I don't know how to ask questions, start from there. I'm struggling with this. How can I ask this? Let someone will help you. Then take it up again. Okay, this is not the question. Let's move on from there. So, number one, people not having enough business understanding can affect how you comprehend Power Platform value. Number two, where you start, the learning, the resources you are starting with, if it's not beginner enough, it could go a long way to maybe make it look difficult for you. Number three is your mode of comprehension. So try multimodal. If the resource you have access to is just to be watching video, can I try something else? In the US, in the UK, in developed nations, the training and the things we are doing right now, they are not free. They're not that free. To attend the program, you pay 2,000, something pounds or dollars. That you have not got, that does not even guarantee you will learn. And and we have community with all of us. We just want to grow, want to help ourselves, want to change our life. And right there, what is stopping you from taking advantage of the community? As you are there to ask questions, you're also there to answer others. If you have that understanding, that is how we can truly grow. So those are the first 3 things. There's really nothing that Power Platform is the way you comprehend it that matters. It's not the learning curve is not hard, it's not steep. If you go and build an app, I've built app using Android Studio in the past. 2017, I've had passion far back 2012. That was when I've been exploring my life in tech. I was on campus. I did not understand. I would learn. I would pay money for 9 classes. I would go and pay a computer science student. Say, come and teach me this. Me, I was poor on campus. So I don't have money. I still go and find, we put money together. Come and pay some. Just teach me. Just explain. Just to explain something. I will pay money. Up to far back 2015, I still pay 5,000 naira to a friend of mine. He's a scholar. I was in final year. He was in final year. I paid 5,000 naira for a 9th class. I said, I've built a Microsoft HTML form. When I click on submit, how can I truly do that? This form can now go and submit somewhere. What do you people mean by that? I don't understand that. I've read blog, but I don't understand. That submit button, how do they used to do it? That to go and drop this information in somewhere. I want to know it. I pay 5,000 naira. And on that 9th class, I don't have the money. If you know what I did, I was taking classes for to go and teach someone. At the end of the month, they will pay me 4,000 naira. I still pay 5,000 to go, and I was taking children classes every 3 times in a week. I leave school, I would go and take classes before I could earn 4,000 in a month. And I still go and find 5,000. Say, guy, my friend, though, instead of say, come and explain this thing to me, I say for free. I say, because you are my friend. 9 class, I know you, I still pay him. Say, I'm 5,000 naira. During that 9 class, half of it I was sleeping because I'm tired. I was dozing. But one thing I took out of it was that he told me that is back-end work. That when you click on that button, you don't need to write some script that will now tell that, oh, this information, this is how you will pass it, either using post or get. And PHP will do that. It's one of the language that can do that scripting for you. And what that means is all the feed you want to take in now, you need to also create a backend for them where you want to store them. And that way we use the XAMPP on my system to create a, that just put a local server on your system, and we have a PHP, my admin, all those things there. We created that table, and then we created a local connection. So the connection has been established between that form and, and we use those connection string and click on the submit, say post method. This is how you transfer those records. Is land there. I could not do it, but I understood that concept, and that changed my life. So to let you know how really anything you see me do, I pushed hard. People are not learning hard today. In all honesty, they are not learning hard. Hey, you should not rest now. You want to learn, you want to understand this thing, you change your life. It will help you. So what are you waiting for? Do what you can to value it. When we are doing boot camp for free, we are doing this kind of thing for free. See the number of people that are joining, and they still want to change their career. And we are not paying. No, if you say come and pay for this kind of thing and pay 10,000, become problem again. No. So first, sometimes go and pay, so that you can maybe take it more serious. We need more people to start holding program boot camp for Power Platform, not only data analysis, and make people to pay, even with 5,000, 10,000. Go and pay 3 weeks and just learn something out of it, so they can build that strong. The guarantee can be a very strong foundation. Even though I did not have the skill on how to do that thing then, but I had the knowledge, and that knowledge has changed me in doing many things in my technological career. That's just one example. Correct draw, I've paid people just to understand color psychology. I just want to know how to mix color. I designed something so poor. Far back 2015, 16, I will go and pay. I tried many things. I was still poor in color. Until 2022 was when I can say, I think I'm now getting better. But those things are there. And today, if I put up a designer, some people are giving me credit. I love this kind of thing. I'm not yet perfect, but I could at least design something that is well presented, well presentable. Beyond that, payment does not guarantee that I know it. I also practice. So I've just stopped because I'm pouring out myself, and that's the essence of this ask me anything. It's not to make it things too formal. That's why you should open up, ask questions. Let's talk. Let's get the energy. Let's get the ginger. Let's go ahead and change something. Nothing will change if all we have to do is gather here and listen. You must be a doer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the person saying that there is no audio, there is audio. Please just rejoin. And thank you very much. We have gotten to the end of this section. So thank you very much, everyone, for asking your questions. This recording will be available on the community YouTube channel, and the link has been dropped on the chat. So please just ask your questions. And if you have any questions, please reach out on the community, the WhatsApp community, and ask your questions there.